Okay, so today is going to be a follow along for front splits, and I will be doing a complete follow along for my own personal front splits stretching routine. This is what I used to do before to get it. This is what I used to do in order to get the front splits, and I did manage to get it after college, which means this was like after my muscles were already developed and stuff. Although I did have some stretching background from when I was younger, like Taekwondo and stuff. So I'd say when I entered college, it was right about like here. And then after I finished college and used this stretching routine, I managed to get it all the way down. So this is for both sides. Let's go ahead and just begin. So my personal stretching routine just composes of a couple exercises. The first one being, I'll start on my left side, and we'll use a timer for 30 seconds for each exercise. So the first exercise is a lunge, essentially. So it's just a lunge like this. Very simple. Toe bent, leg as straight as possible, and then the front leg, just bend your knee. You can go past your foot a little bit if you want, and try to go as low as you can. You should feel it on this muscle right here quite a bit. And let's do that for 10 more seconds. I know I forgot to put the timer in, but okay, so that's the first one. Let's go ahead and just switch sides and do the right side now, and let's do it with the timer. So I think the primary function of this stretch is to stretch this muscle right here. It helps quite a lot with getting the front splits. Also try to keep your body straight occasionally. You can bend it forward, but keeping it straight helps with the stretch as well. 30 seconds. Let's just keep going. So the next one is having your knee on the floor with the toe, with your foot placed flat on the ground. And this is exactly the same function as before, just a slightly different position. So if you bend your body back, you'll definitely feel it. Let's switch sides. That was 30 seconds. So I think that you should keep your body straight and try to push back using your hands on your knee. That will definitely help here, but don't go overboard, don't overstretch. Leaning forward and leaning back is better, in my opinion, than just leaning back. That's 30 seconds. So the next one for the left side, I'm just gonna keep switching sides, but sort of in a different pattern. So left side, next one will be just going down like this. So your foot is on the floor and the back is pretty much exactly the same as where we just had it. Let's go ahead and reset this. Go for 30 seconds. So this exercise in particular, it's hard to point it out, but I'll try. It stretches like a muscle near your butt, kind of like in between your butt and the left side of your hip or thighs. So at first, I think what will happen is your butt will have a hard time getting to the ground, so it'll be like this. But over time, you just hold the stretch and it gets lower and lower. And you gotta make sure that your hip is not rotated like this. You want to make sure it's sort of rotated to be facing the ground as much as possible. Let's go ahead and switch. We held that for a little longer than 30 seconds, but that's okay. So do it facing this way so you can see the other side, how it looks. And for this one, I think it's good to get your chest to your knee, if you can. And also, back. So arching your back and stuff. I think regardless of whichever exercise you're doing, it's good to do both. So reaching back and reaching forward. Since we held it for a minute, for the other side, let's go ahead and hold it for a minute again. Okay, and now the next one is basically the front split, but if you don't have it, I suggest just having your knee up, knee on the ground, and then keeping this leg straight. This is my right leg for now. And then just holding this position. So this knee is pretty much perpendicular to the ground. And then you just sort of bend forward. And then over time, you try to scoot this foot more and more forward. And that's sort of the progression that I would suggest. Pretty much when I started doing this routine, I was around here or something like this. And all I would do is just get into the position and use my arms as support so that, it doesn't hurt a lot. And then just stretch with my arms as support, almost like doing a push-up, just going up and down. And then another good way to approach it, I'm gonna actually, is to, again, go back, like forward and back. So going both ways always helps. It's sort of like training a different muscle. So the front one and then the back one. So the back one is trained when you go back, and then the front one is trained when you go forward. And that was definitely longer than expected because I'm explaining things, but let's go ahead and switch sides. Okay, so same thing. So for this one, I actually I would suggest doing 30 seconds of holding it like straight, like this, like going back a little bit, and then 30 seconds of going down. I would actually, back then I would hold it for 30 seconds completely just like this. And I would do small motions where I'm sort of bouncing up and down. And that eventually helped me get lower and lower. So 30 seconds in this position, and then 30 seconds in the more back position. That's how I did things back then. This is still how I sort of retain my front splits. Sometimes, like on cold days, I don't have it. Sometimes when I am stiff, I don't have it. And then I just do this routine and I get it back. So that's sort of what I do to train front splits. And that is the full routine, but that's the full first round of the routine. And I do this 3 times. So let's go ahead and not explain anything and just do it 2 more times. I'll just keep this thing running. Actually, for the second round, I skip the lunges. I just go straight to this one. because I think this one's more important. And to me, the lunges aren't super necessary. I think I normally hold it longer than 30 seconds because 30 seconds feels quite short. So I'd recommend holding it for 45 seconds once you're used to it. For the sake of this video, I'll just go ahead and do 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and do 30 seconds back first. I think one sort of, not secret, but I'd call it a secret for fun. One sort of secret for front splits is that you can get lower by just holding the position. Like, you literally don't have to do anything. You just got to get into the position and hold it, and you will get lower over time if you hold it for a while. But I don't recommend doing this unless you have strong legs, I guess, or the same muscles that you use for splits. They have to be decently strong, otherwise you're gonna feel a lot of pain. Okay. Hopefully the pattern didn't confuse you too much. I know I sort of did like 2 on the left and then 2 on the right and then 2 on the left. So yeah, hopefully that didn't confuse you. Let's go ahead and go 30 seconds from here. And my left side is actually not as flexible as my right side, so it's not fully on the ground yet, but once I do the front part, it will be. There you go. Okay, and that is the second round. Normally what I do also is I add in the middle splits, so that way it's not like continuously front splits. So let's go ahead and just add in a quick middle splits just to fill the time and rest our front legs. It's definitely a different muscle. I have my front splits, but I do not have my side splits yet, so it's definitely different. And what I do, I basically just reach forward. And that's basically the routine. Usually I do front splits on left side, front splits on right side, and then middle splits, and then repeat it 3 times. So let's finish it off. At the point that I get to the third round, what I actually do is I skip the, whatever this thing is called, I skip this thing, and then I go straight into the front splits. So let's just go ahead and do that. reset. Let's just start with the front splits. So I like to always sort of do things just a little bit differently. So if you started off with the back, I would start off with the front. And after 30 seconds, going back instead. Occasionally I like to just go forward anyways, but totally up to you. And then for the last minute, I'll just say a few closing words. So I'd say it took me around, honestly I have no idea, but it was a long time. After college, I trained this during college as well, so it's not like after college I started to do this and then I got it. So it was sort of a long period of time. But when I started doing this consistently, that's when I noticed a huge difference. And I only started doing it consistently after college. I'd say probably, if I were to make a guess, it would be around half a year. Half a year doing this consistently, not every single night, but maybe like every other night. Like at the very least 3 to 4 times each week at night, doing these 3 rounds. And that's what got me my front splits. I think personally for me the front splits are a lot easier than the side splits, but I know of people who think the opposite. So it really depends on, I guess, your body composition. Also, don't rely on your hands too much. If, say, for instance, you're around here and you're feeling that slight amount of pain, sure, don't hold yourself up and make sure you don't feel too much pain, but like sometimes ease it up and let yourself fall. And train with something slippery. You don't want to train on carpet. You could. I actually did train on carpet for a while, but if you want to get there faster, have something like socks at least to slip a little bit. And that is pretty much it for the front splits routine, the follow along. Hopefully I did a better job this time with a follow along. It's my 3rd time trying one. And I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some hand hop exercises as usual. So if you're just here for the splits routine, then thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next follow along. I'll probably do one for side splits, center, the middle splits, whatever you call it, eventually, once I get it. There's definitely a lot of new exercises I need to try for that one. But all right, let's go ahead and do this hand hop thing. I'm gonna move the camera. Okay, so today I feel like starting off with handstands, so let's go ahead and do that. I think after stretching my legs like that, it's like my body feels quite relaxed, so it's like it has the opposite effect of what I wanted, which is to like warm me up and make me feel energetic. Just odd. Okay. Okay, it's around 30 seconds. I wasn't planning on holding it for that long, but I was just like, let's just go with it. And it feels very satisfying to get a longer handstand in the first try. It's like yesterday, it took me, well, I did it like 5 times and I didn't even get it right. And then today I did it 1 time and then I held it for that long. So it's, to me, it's very confusing. But now I need to rest a little because holding it for that long always makes my shoulders feel used, like sore-ish, tense. So I gotta just relax a little bit. Don't want to accidentally hurt myself. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do hand hops after this, and then some Airflares, and then the 2 hand hops on each side, and let's just call it a day. I am definitely feeling not sore, but I'm feeling the muscles like they don't want to be used too much today. So I'm gonna not, overwork them. Especially yesterday's exercises. Okay, my form is decent, but I am moving backwards, so that is an issue. Let's try something interesting. Let's try to move forward with my hand hops and see how that fixes things, or maybe makes it worse. Maybe I'll fall. Let's see. No, I can't move forward. It's very strange. Yeah, I feel like my balance is shifted when I think about moving forward. One more time. That was a little less back, so I guess it's a little better, but let's go ahead and move on. I'm still feeling pretty good about them, especially the first set. I mean, first set, I guess, since I repped it like 2 times, 2 kicks. And my landing the first time, I felt like super stable, so that is exactly how I want to feel. I think I should set a goal for 2-handed hand hops, even though that's not necessarily the goal. So let's just say for now, let's try to get to 10. I think getting to 10 2-handed hand hops is a decent goal. And Airflares. Don't want to accidentally hit this. Whoa. Was not ready for that. They feel worse today. I feel like heavier. This is bad. Okay. I think the splits relaxed me a bit too much. Either that or I'm just tired. Nope. I'm gonna try to bend my left leg a bit more. Definitely felt like it was out there too much. Nope. Today is just not my day for hand hops. Okay. But the handstand was good. So that's something. Okay. Let's just finish this off with 1 hand hop each, or hand hops on each side. Let's go left side first. And that is some stiffness I do not like. I might not actually do anything tomorrow. I need to stretch. That's terrible, but let's roll with it. Okay, that's gonna be it for today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.